everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sapna Parekh and in today's video I'm going to discuss about ETL. ETL is the concept that is being used in data engineering field most of the time. So ETL stands for extract, transform and load. Let's get started and discuss in detail about ETL. So in next slide we will try to understand what is ETL. So as we know, ETL stands for extract, transform and load. So the main purpose of using ETL is to move the data from its source to its destination. So most of the time destination is the data warehouse and source is data that is coming from different sources. For example, if you are working for any organization and working as a data engineer, then in your team, whatever use case they are working on, they might require data from different sources. It be coming from some CRM application or some different applications or as a flat file or raw data. So we will understand that in detail in upcoming slides. And also the purpose of using ETL is whenever we work for cross functionally, we have different teams with which we are working for, and if some project manager or stakeholders come to you for a use case, so and your team might be maintaining a data warehouse, and based on the use case or their specific request, if that request is coming again and again to you, you might build a ETL pipeline for them and store that data to your data warehouse and give them access to your data warehouse so they can build their self-service dashboard by themselves, or you might build a dashboard for them and have that data available at their end. So this is why we use ETL. And then once you have set up your ETL pipeline, you might schedule some jobs that will run automatically depending on how frequently your data is data is needed by the stakeholders. It might be daily, monthly, weekly, based on the use cases. So how we perform this ETL. So we will try here to understand the ETL process. So there are two ways we might need data in. So it might be real time or batch. So when we say real time, the data is being streamlined to the source system, and data is being used or updated very frequently. For example, if you are working for a banking application, there might be transaction happening every second or multiple times a second, or whatever the frequency of the transaction happening by different users. You need to update your data at that specific time. So that is called real time, or data coming from IoT devices. Like if there is a device that is measuring the weather condition, so it might be it might be updating the data very frequently, in real time. So this is the what a real time data is. And if you are working in batch, you might update the data depending on the frequency that is needed. It could be once in a day or multiple times in a day, once in a week, or maybe once in a month. So this is how these are the basically two process of ETL. So let's discuss in detail the ways we do the ETL. That is, let's first discuss about the extract. So as we have already discussed, extract is getting the data from different sources, and these different sources are any application that your team is using, from where they are. For example, if you are working for an e-commerce website, so you have a web page, and in that web page customer comes and search for the results, what they want to buy. They might add to cart or just log off, or they might search for the products. So you might be recording that data somewhere in databases, and so that different teams might maintain different data. So for example, you might be having a team that maintains a data that is doing the search. They might be recording in one database like what kind of keywords a user searched for, and there might be a payment stream that might be recording data, like what payment method a customer used. So there are different multiple sources that and that might come from different teams, or from different like from third party organization, or you might and the way they record that data might be different. Like someone might be recording data in their relational databases, some might be recording raw data, some might be having a data in form of API, some might be having a sensor data from IoT devices, some might be having JSON server logs. So we have various forms, and if you have a specific use case to deliver to your stakeholders, you might need to extract data from all of these different sources. So once you have extracted the data, you have recognized what are the sources you need for your particular use case. Then you go to the transform. That is the second process, second step in ETL. So in transform, what you do is you make that data usable for the end user. So you transform the data, and when we say transform the data, what specifically we mean by that? So you apply different things, different, there are different types of transformation. Like you clean the data. When I say data cleaning, what does this means? You try to like you use deduplication, means you try to remove the data that is coming again and again. So you have data that is not repeated, and you might need to aggregate the data based on time. Maybe like you want to aggregate weekly, monthly, quarterly, or there might be different filters or different type of aggregations you want to apply on data. You might need to join the different data sources, and you might need to apply scaling, and you might need to change the format. So there are various ways which you might need to transform your data. And the last step in like ETL is load. So once you have extracted the data you need, once you have done the transformation over the data, what you will do is you will load to its destination, which is team specific. Like if you are maintaining your data warehouse, you load your data to the data warehouse, or if you are like just having some databases, you might load it to that database. So depending on, and there are different types of load. So basically there are like mostly used loads are initial load, full load, or incremental load. So initial load you use when, suppose if you are building your data warehouse and this is the first time you have created your schemas, you have created tables under that, and you want to load your data for the first time. So once you have created your tables and you want to load data, you use the initial load, and there is called full load. So what you do in full load is like you might have set up a ETL pipeline that and you might have automated that ETL pipeline. Now it's your choice that how you want to load the data. Either you use full load or incremental load. So in full load, what you do is you just delete already existing data in your data warehouse and reload all the data. So it means you are, every time you are removing the data from your data warehouse and reloading the data. So this is called full load. And there is another type of load, that is incremental load. So in incremental load, so suppose I have applied a date filter, in which what I'm doing is like I'm getting the max date from data warehouse and loading the data which I have already not loaded in the data warehouse. So here I'm incrementally loading. I'm not removing whatever data is there in my data warehouse. It is already there. On top of that, the new data I am adding. So these are the basically important loads that we use in ETL, in last step of the ETL. So this is all about the ETL process. So let's see, this is the simple architecture of ETL. So we have multiple source systems. It could be a data warehouse, flat files, data coming from some applications, or data coming from table, Excel sheets. We extract that data and then we do apply some transformations and load the data to our data warehouse, cloud, or however your team maintains the destination. You load your data there and give access to that destination to our stakeholders like BI users, machine learning engineers. So that data is actually ready for them to be used. So if I give source system directly to the BI user, so that data is not useful for them. So we make the data useful to the stakeholders by doing the ETL, so that they can use that data to solve their use case, to build the dashboard, to apply the machine learning algorithms, and so on. So like, let's see an example of ETL and use case. So how industry actually uses the ETL and how it solves some problem. So here I'm talking a banking industry example. So suppose there is a banking, an online bank. So what you do is, for example, anybank.com is one website. You go there, any bank, you search for that bank, and what you do is, you search for the bank, you see like what are the different accounts available on the bank, what accounts you want to apply for open with that bank, and then you see like what are the offers there, is there credit card, is there anything off, are they giving any like percentage off on shopping or anything. So from a banking point of view, as a banking user or a manager in a bank, or some stakeholder in the bank, I want to understand my customer's journey. What I will do is, I'll go to a data engineer and I'll ask them, I want to understand the customer's end-to-end journey. So what data engineer will do is, like, that user experience on a website, so that comes from the moment user enters to the website, what are the tabs, what are the offers, or what all places user clicks on the website, whether he ends up opening a bank account or not. So this is the customer journey, end-to-end customer journey on a banking website. And this is what a data engineer do will this extract this information, build a BI dashboard, that these many number of users clicked on the website, of which these many users has opened the bank account, out of which these many users were male, female, what was their age group, what are the tabs that they opened on the website, whether they ended up opening a bank account or not. So this is the kind of information, but getting this information right, exactly, like having this information in a dashboard or in your data warehouse to do all this analytics, you need the ETL pipeline, because this, like as I explained you this example, it is not available as is. You have to like get the data from the payments team, from different some team that maintains the transaction, team that maintains the like user information. So from all these teams you get that data, you change it to the required format and do the transformation on the data and load it to the data warehouse. So when you give access to that data warehouse to your stakeholder, then it tries to understand, okay, from there he is able to find the answer to its questions. So it like mostly we use ETL to build data warehouse, or sometimes to do the migration from one source system to different. If team has decided earlier they might be using like Oracle, and they have decided to use some other like Teradata or Redshift or something. So for data migration also we use ETL tools. And so this was all about ETL. Do let me know in the comment section if you want me to do make video on any particular data engineering topic, and if you have any other questions. Thank you for watching my video. Do not forget to like and subscribe my YouTube video. Thank you so much.